Yeah, breastfeeding in public, you know. It's one of those slightly controversial subjects. Lot of room for jokes, you know, this, that, and the other. But as far as the practice goes, I don't really have any problems with it. You know, as long as one is discreet. Sometimes, you know, Marks and Spencers, I do breastfeed my, you know, get it out there and not, you know, not in full sight or anything, you know, I just, you gotta be discreet about it, haven't you? I mean, yeah, but of course, whenever one thinks about breastfeeding, you know, you always think of, you know, bitty, you know. That's an interesting one, isn't it? How long, you know, should the mother go on breastfeeding the child? You see, you know, yeah. Well, it's no, don't, no, don't. You know, if you're one of these, you know, progressive sort of, you know, earthy types, you know, your mother, she might still be breastfeeding you when you're 26, you know. You know, come to your wedding or something, you know, and well, it's been done, hasn't it? You know, we've seen all that. Little Britain, David Williams, you know, was something of a classic, wasn't it? Yes, yes. But you know, I did myself because you know my daughter, she's I'm bloody forgetting how old she is now. I think she's going to be 22 actually. Anyway, you know, she was breastfed for a while, a little while, and one does, doesn't one? One does have a little tipple, little taste, a bit like Yakult, really, a bit like Yakult, very rich, you know. Wouldn't you know? Perhaps mix it with a bit of whiskey or something, fine malt whiskey, that sort of thing. Might work, or make a cocktail from it, you know. But yeah, it's just it's one of those take it or leave it. You know, I don't think you'd want to guzzle the stuff because you'd probably end up about 46 stone. You know, it's like royal jelly. It's packed full of stuff. You know. Yeah. So nipples. You know, come in all shapes and sizes, don't they? Great big bloody First, Second World War bullseye targets, you know. I can remember as well when I was an art student back in those days when I was down in Worthing College of Art. The models. What was it about those models? They, you know, the life models. Good God, we had one, you know. I couldn't. I was like, I come in the room and I got this. I just wanted to die. You know, it was awful. But she, you know, corpse as it were. You know, break into fits of laughter because I'm telling you now, this lady's breasts, they were like fucking torpedoes. Bloody torpedoes. That's what they were. Yeah. Some of the models were cool, you know, they weren't bad. We did have one collapse on us once, you know. She was an elderly lady. We thought she died, but she just fainted. I think they got this fan on for her, you know, because they were worried that it was going to be too cold, you know. But it was actually too hot, and she just bloody keeled over. And it's not funny, but we we did actually think she'd bloody she kicked the bloody bucket, and no, she was fine. She was absolutely fine. So we didn't, we didn't take the opportunities to draw her in a crumpled heap or anything, I think that would have been a bit disrespectful, but we could have done a quick sketch. So yeah, what can you say? Nakedness, breasts, fanny, that sort of thing. It's all part of the anatomy that one does draw. We had a guy. The girls named him Imac Jim because he'd shaved not on his head, but he shaved every bit of hair off. Absolutely, completely bald everywhere. And he was like a contortionist. He used to get into these bizarre positions for us to draw him, and then it was so embarrassing because part way through that we'd take a break, and he had this habit of just casually sitting himself down or coming over and chatting, and he's like, well, I don't mean to be rude or anything, but you've got nothing on, just like fucking. You needn't think you can just strike up a conversation when you're just absolutely bollock naked, and you've got this Todger fucking from outer space, we don't. It doesn't really go down terribly well, You know what I mean? Anyway, one time we were asked by the tutor. Her name was Barbara, and it doesn't really matter what her name was. And she said to us, she said, she got Jim to get in this position. Any change positions take a long time. And Christ, I was, we were asked by the tutor. She said, "What?" She said, "Now, what does this? Come on." She said, "Now, what does this conjure up for you?" And I'm looking right up his fucking arsehole. And I was thinking, yeah, it's the Dartford Tunnel or something. I don't know, And the guy opposite me, his name was Nigel, and I could see it. He was describing this poor Jim's tackle, and he's going, it looks like E.T. It looks like E.T. And well, anyway, we've drifted off the subject. And that's, I think we've had enough of that, and we've gone a little bit into the realms of toilet humour and stuff like that, but we can deal with that. It's all right. So, I bid you goodbye.